The Weber Cup, it's the bowling's Ryder Cup. It is the most prestigious tournament.
The atmosphere of the Weber Cup is unbelievable, unmatched anywhere in bowling.
With the crowd being so close, it's quite an electric atmosphere.
Anytime you get to represent your country, it's a special feeling.
It's the best crowd anywhere I've been bowling.
You know, with these teams, they're so evenly matched, it's going to come down to the end.
This is our best opportunity to beat the Americans and beat them pretty well.
European side's out for blood this year, I think.
Our team's pretty stacked and looking forward to taking down the States.
You know, it'd be really nice to bring home the cup again.
We're the top dogs here.
The Ryder Cup of 10-pin bowling is back. Team USA have the edge as they look to retain the title. It's a race to 17 points for the coveted 888 poker Weber Cup. Hello and welcome to the Metrodome in Barnsley, where two giants of sport collide. The USA are the holders, but Team Europe want it back. Team USA had the edge in session one. This session's been very level, actually. Each time Europe think they're getting away and starting to build some momentum, the Americans come back, and two more matches to enjoy at the end of this session. A doubles match with Palermaa and Koivuniemi, the Flying Finns, up against Barnes and Fagan. But before that, a singles match with Dominic Barrett representing Europe and Mike Fagan for Team USA. Let's meet the players.
Fascinating singles match to come next in Weber Cup 13. Dominic Barrett for Team Europe up against Mike Fagan for the USA. And you'd have to say, Cass Edwards, on paper, the man in blue is the form player.
Yes, Simon, you're quite right. But I always look at it that it's two of the world's top singles players, locking horns over one game. Both natural strike makers, both have had wins on the USA Tour.
Dominic Barrett in your picture, 27 years of age, youngest member of Team Europe. And you've got to feel that with that PBA title in the kit bag, he's going to kick on to great things in this sport. But that really isn't the way that he's constructed his career. We've watched him play over a number of years, and it's almost seemed inevitable that he would move into greatness within this game. Not a great start, though, leaving that single 10-pin, but not a disaster by any means.
And the other thing, Simon, is other top players around the world have isolated Dom in some sort of way, and they've said, we know he will make it. He will go on and be a great, great player.
Unfortunately, it means we see that spare ball early. The brain ball is out. And that's certainly been the talk of the town here in Barnsley at this Weber Cup. But it's not a ball that we want to see too often. It's strikes we need from Dom Barrett if Team Europe are to maintain this run, and they keep letting USA get ahead, but USA haven't been further than 2 points ahead, so no real problems yet in this race to 17. Mike Fagan then, the king of swing as he's known. Originally from New York State, but now based in Texas, which is where Chris Barnes now lives. And a solid start from Fagan. Still riding his luck a touch there, Cass.
Well, it was quite a good-looking shot, actually, from a man that's had a very, very good season in the USA. He's won the US Masters. He's come second in the Open and fourth in the Tournament of Champions. He's even come into Europe and picked up a couple of big scalps on the European Tour. So, on paper, throughout the tournament year, he is the man in form.
Yeah, nicely done. So, solid strike from Barrett. He takes his seat and I'm sure feeling a little better. And Mike Fagan has really controlled the pace on the ball. Both he and Chris Barnes have been trying to throw the ball a little slower, been trying to use the hand a lot more in terms of putting the revs on the ball. And so far it's worked for them. It's a lovely smooth shot, but unfortunately for Fagan this time he leaves the 10. And I think this is going to be the story of this game, Cass. It's who can stay clean and then who can maybe just double up or maybe put that treble together for the win.
Well, it's those corner pins that do cause the problems. You can go 2 or 3 strikes in a row and then put in what you think is a great shot and leave a corner pin, normally the 10 pin for the right-hander. This was just a fraction light and takes the spare away quite nicely, but couldn't quite double up the king of swing. Dom Barrett, of course, is the #1 player in Europe on the European ranking tour just at this particular time. And of course, he's picked up that first victory in the United States in the Scorpion Open Championship, part of the World Series of Bowling out in the United States.
He's added that to his other big title, the 2009 World 10-Pin Masters, which he cites along with that PBA win as his biggest and most favourite memories within the sport so far, but I think he's going to create many more memories in the years to come.
Yes, and he shoots another strike to make 2 in a row in frames 2 and 3 and take an early lead.
So Fagan looked to me to have made a slight adjustment to try and account for that 10-pin leave on the last visit, but that's gone horribly wrong.
It's sailed on, it's made the head pin, but there's no drive behind it. It's got snagged up in the lane all, as you can see. It's left the 2 and the 8 and the 10 pin, and my 5 cents says this will be an open frame, unfortunately, for Mike Fagan.
Good effort, really good attempt, but you're quite right, Cass. So an open frame brings further deterioration to that potential maximum for Mike Fagan on the red side of the scoreboard. And for Dom Barrett now, this is a super opportunity. I mean, I know this is still early doors in this game, Cass, but Barrett can really kick on from here.
Yeah, if he can go 3 strikes in a row. Fagan's had that huge open frame. Unfortunately, that 2-8-10 split is probably 100, 150 to 1 shot that you're ever going to get that. It's near on impossible. So big chance here, as you say, for Barrett just to reel another one in.
Oh yes, had a little chat to that one on the way down, and the pins were listening.
All things come to those that wait, and Dominic had to wait for this one. Left the 10 pin standing in the corner. Great looking reaction on the ball, and well, that's the messenger. He's hit it, it's thinking about it, and now it's gone. So it counts as 10. Great looking shot. Well done, Dom.
Just in the nick of time before the machine came down to steady the 10 pin. Now then, Dominic Barrett just riding a bit of luck there. He needs to get back on that strike line pretty quick to hold off Mike Fagan. But he already has a big advantage. Fagan, change of tactics, lofting the ball out. Oh, that's brilliant. Quite brilliant from the American.
Yes, taking a leaf out of Mika Koivuniemi's book there by lofting that down the lane, taking some of that oil out of play and getting the distance in the right area, and it's snapping back, carrying all 10.
You know, and he could have made a number of changes. He tried going left, it didn't work for him. He tried a little way back again, it didn't work. And then he went to the high ball. Barrett then gets the strike, and it's a convincing one. And really, that makes Mike Fagan's change irrelevant for the moment.
4 strikes in a row for Dominic Barrett, Team Europe. Playing deep inside. As the lane dries out, they move further left on the approach, trying to give their ball a little bit of extra room and get some snap in the back end. And that's exactly what he's done. And Stuart Williams and captain Osku Palermaa are very much up for that strike.
Stuart Williams is loving it. I bet he's delighted to be back in to the Weber Cup fold. Now Fagan, will he dump it down again? Yes, he does. He's thrown it a long way out, and this time gets it wrong. And you know, there's the issues. You make a change like that, it's not as easy to control the ball when you're lofting it out that far.
I'm not quite sure what pin that is he's left. He's definitely left the 3 pin, and I think the 10 pin's moved kind of off spot, so it makes it an awkward looking spare.
That's a stinker, Cass. I'm just looking at it from the commentary box here, and that sleeper's a long way back.
Yes, I don't think that's the 9-pin. I think it's the 10-pin that's been shoved to the left. Fortunately, they're close enough together, probably to be quite an easy spare if he goes hard and straight. But once that pin stands, even if it's off its spot, if it's standing, it's valid. And
Great shot.
Great looking spare, yeah. Under pressure.
This singles match from session 2 continues when Weber Cup 13 returns after the break.